All right. We also got the Colin Sexton situation, who has also not been re-signed. By far the best available free agent at the moment, besides maybe Miles Bridges. But come on now, no, I don't know. I don't know
He's
what's
not getting
going on with
signed for a
that.
long, long
Yeah,
time.
probably not that. He'll probably get that qualifying deal, and get waived and or banished to Utah. Who knows what's going to be getting banished to Detroit as well? Who even knows what's going to be going on with that situation? He just might never play again. But Colin Sexton has yet to be re-signed. It was officially confirmed what the Cavaliers offered him. And this is pretty bad because people have made a lot of arguments and people are flat out calling the NBA for not offering this dude deals. But he got offered $40 million for 3 years, which checks out to $13.3 million. And statistically, Colin Sexton's best season in the NBA was better than Jalen Brunson's. And Jalen Brunson got offered a max contract, and Colin Sexton is getting chicken scraps. What do you make out of this deal? Is Colin Sexton being absolutely destroyed by the NBA? Are they putting him in this narrative that he's just such a bad ball mover, he's a hog? Or is the narrative valid? Because I don't see a way where he's worth 13.3 million, even as much of a ball hog as he might be. Surely 18 plus. Come on.
It's probably in the middle. I think he's probably worth like $17 million, maybe 18 million exactly. I wouldn't be giving him much more than that. Depending on how many years as well. I'm not giving him a 5 year. We can't give him 5 years, but a 4-year deal, maybe a 3-year deal or 2 years plus a team option. It's it's like you said, better stats than Brunson. That is massive. And Brunson just signed this massive, humongous, descending deal of starting with like $27 million. Like he's on a massive contract. And then you look at Colin Sexton and he's on peanuts.
Yep.
He's got nothing. Sorry.
You know why as well? People are saying, oh, but Colin Sexton stats are better than Brunson. He's a better player than Brunson. Well, no. What Brunson did in the playoffs was absolutely insane. And the thing with Brunson is that his stats might be lower than what Sexton's is, but you got to remember what he's doing for his teammates, the spacing that he's doing on the court, and the stats that he is giving other players. Like, he might be 7 points down than what Colin Sexton is per game from that season. Sexton average. I think Sexton averaged like 23 or 24 that year. But at the end of the day, Jalen Brunson's probably creating much more than 7 points for his team by just spacing the floor, playmaking, and the ball movement that guy generates is probably much better than what Colin Sexton has produced in the NBA right now. My worry is that Colin Sexton, I think there is going to be a team that offers him 20 million. I think there's going to be a team that's just waiting right now. I have a feeling the Cavs might accept it, but if they don't, there's going to be a team out there that gets Colin Sexton for 20 million a year. And if they get his ball movement and that right, it could low-key be an absolute steal in free agency because he still has room to be a very good player in the NBA. I'm just not sure what team will do that. There's been suggestions that the Jazz, once they move all their guards out and all their veterans and that, he would be the first young piece that they add to their team on their new rebuild. There's been suggestions that the Spurs, they want to tank for that Victor Wembanyama Taco Bill dude. And bringing in Colin Sexton, I don't think is going to stop them from tanking for that guy. And then there's, of course, the Mavericks as an instant Jalen Brunson replacement. Did I miss a team, Summit? Or are those the only 3 teams that could be interested in Colin Sexton?
I personally don't see Utah. Again, I'm really big on the Utah saying Utah do not want any player that they have to offer a lot of money to that's young unless they think they are the first option on a good team. They want to tank for a couple of years. They are not wanting to win games. Maybe Indiana? I could see them going to Indiana. What's the cap with Indiana right now? See, that's one thing
Indiana
I'm not too
still
sure
have
about.
$21 million, $21 to $27 million available. People are wondering how they actually did this, and I don't know either. I think what they did is, I think they had like an $8 million exception or something.
Yeah.
And what they've done is they've traded Malcolm Brogdon away, who was on $18 million. and they brought in Daniel Tice and all of this stuff, but they've somehow like bent the cat backwards where I don't know how they managed to get $26 million because they're still paying Hill 24. They're still paying Turner 18. A lot of these players are getting paid. So I don't know how they've done it, but they've somehow combined, I think, what was a player option with players that they've also traded away. And a part of me thinks that Indiana might not be done because I think they might be trading Hill, all of those. You know, they're still looking at the Lakers for that deal. You could be right on Indiana. Would Halliburton and Sexton go well together? Because from what it looks to me now is they might be looking to start Halliburton at the 1, Duarte at the 2, and then Mathurin at the 3.
I think Indiana are willing to risk anything. I could definitely see them being a big piece for Sexton. If it might not happen for a couple of weeks still, but I could definitely see them being, we would for sure offer Sexton $20 million just to see, you know what I mean? If not, if he plays how he played last year in Cleveland, then that's a tradable contract. It's not like that's some massive, that's a really bad contract now. No, not really. He was still good enough
point
to
per
be
game year, which was the season before.
That's a tradable contract. That's not a bad contract. He definitely needs to improve on a lot of things to progress his game more. But yeah, I could see Indiana. I reckon that's definitely a team that you could see for Colin Sexton.
They also took weeks to offer DeAndre Ayton a deal. So that could be true. They could be like really, really waiting to see if that goes down. Is there any other team that comes to your mind right now? Because I'm not overly sure. I feel like the Clippers could be an interesting one. You know, if they were able to trade away a
Luke
Kennard and stuff to try and match up contracts, could be an interesting one.
Yeah, like you kind of just said, there's cap isn't an issue. You can always do sign-in trades and stuff like that. Like cap isn't an issue nowadays. You can always figure out a way. If you really want to play it, there's a way.
Yeah. Do you think the Spurs could be an interesting one? Because the way I see is Colin Sexton if he gets added to a team like the Clippers or something, he automatically makes them better because they've got players around, he's around players now. If he goes to the Spurs, he becomes their number 1 option and he's going to get into that bad habit of just putting up 80 shots a game and being 45% from the field, this and that. So I don't think that stops them from necessarily tanking a whole lot. So that's my idea for the Spurs.
The big thing with Spurs, they would be wanting to make sure that Sexton doesn't play too good, that they start winning a lot of games, which not trying to, disregard Sexton at all, but like you just said, I don't see that happening. I reckon he can play really well, but I don't think that's going to impact Spurs winning record or too much in particular.
Yeah, because the lowest winning record of last season was the Rockets were 20-62. And my thinking is, I think the Spurs will be about the 18-64 mark right now. Because even though Greg Popovich is a good coach, people don't realize what they've just lost in this offseason. They lost DeJounte Murray. They ended up bringing in Danilo Gallinari, who they lost. They just got rid of straight up. They shipped out a couple of role players that low-key still played like 20 minutes per game for them this season, like Lonnie Walker and Jock Landale. They really, really got a whole lot worse, and they're purposely trying to get worse. Colin Sexton definitely wins them like 4 to 6 more games, I think, because you finally have a shot creator on that team. But even that would still be the last or second last team in the NBA. So,
that'd be fine. I reckon at that point, you may as well just take a stab at it and see what happens. You know what I mean? Again, if it doesn't work out in a year or two, again, you can trade him. There's no issue with that. Players will be interested, and teams will be interested, not players. But yeah, I could definitely see Spurs.
Do you think Sacramento would take a stab at Colin Sexton?
Oh, I would hope not.
For Colin Sexton's sake or Sacramento's sake?
Sacramento's sake. Not saying Sexton's bad and all, but I just don't think they need him. It's like if you just pull up the roster right now, it's just it's not needed. It's
Yeah.
Davion Mitchell, Fox, Malik Monk. It's just you're pushing it. It's you wouldn't be getting Keegan Murray. I know he's a forward and all, but it's just you're pushing it. You're not going to see you're not going to see the full potential of what Sexton can actually be on a team behind Fox and Davion Mitchell and stuff.
Oh, yeah, most Sacramento thing to ever do is to trade Keegan Murray in a first for Colin Sexton. Most Sacramento thing you'll ever see. And the Cavs say, thanks. Thank you, goodbye. What about
wouldn't surprise me, man.
What about the Washington Wizards, who are yet to have a point guard? As of this video, I think they're starting Bradley Beal at the 1 and Johnny Davis at the 2, who, might I add, contrary to popular belief, Johnny Davis is not a porn star, even though his name sounds like one. I'm onto that guy. Not sexually, but I'm onto him. I know that name is very familiar. So, but yeah, they don't have a point guard right now.
I don't mind the Washington. That's actually not bad at all. I don't mind that one, eh?
Yeah, you finally let Sexton start at point guard, which he hasn't been able to do since his rookie season.
Yeah.
He finally gets to guard the one.
You'd have a lot of young players, that's for sure. You're talking about Denny Adija, Rui, Kyle Kuzma.
Who do you think the Cavaliers would ask for in return? Do you think we'd go after because surely they would You'd think the Wizards would be able to do this, because who are they even paying? I know Beal is on the super max and Kristaps is on the max, and I think Kuzma's on like $14 million. But surely there's got to be some type of cap room or something going on there. I don't know what they do.
I don't think they have much cap space. I'm pretty sure they're negative.
That's so sad for them, seriously. And they gave away KCP too. They sent him off to Denver, I think, and he straight up signed an $11 million deal over there.
Yeah. I'm trying to get so let's have a look here. I'm trying to get the cap up for these players. So you got Bradley Beal on 43 mil pretty much. Kristaps on 30 mil. Will Barton on 14. Kuzma on 13.
They have Will Barton.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, the Wizards have these most random ass players that you don't even know play for them. When the hell did Will Barton get on the Washington Wizards? You know, this is what I'm saying. I don't understand how they make this happen.
It's just, it's honestly, I don't mind the Wizards team. Like, they got some young players. It is a bit random. You do see some players and you're like, what are you thinking, man? But I don't mind it. Some of them I don't mind. They'll
probably have the best bench in the league, though, won't they? Nearly the best bench.
They'll probably be up there, man.
Because you'd have Will Barton, Hachimura, Daniel Gafford, Monte Morris, Corey Kispert, all coming off that bench. That's a decent starting 5 in the NBA alone. Like,
I think the Knicks I don't know, this is biased, but I reckon the Knicks will have the best bench. If we don't trade for Donovan, it's by far the best one.
You guys got
if we trade for Donovan
on that bench.
Debatable. Look at our bench. You're talking about Derrick Rose, Obi Toppin, Reddish, Fournier, Harkenstein. Jericho Sims.
Did you see my video? I made a video talking about how Hartenstein is one of the most underrated signings in the offseason.
He's good, man.
I went into valid depth on why that was a good deal.
He's a great signing. He will be awesome, be able to stretch the floor a bit, and he's also a good defender, man. Like, he's a great signing.
He'll start half the games for you guys this year, I think. Because I have a feeling Robinson's going to break his thumb or something, like he always does.
He's the backup
somehow.
If Robinson gets injured, then he'll start.
Yeah. That's pretty evident. But yeah, dude, I feel like, wow. The Cavaliers Will Barton would be good for the Cavs, but I don't know if he'll be allowed to get traded. I'm pretty sure Will Barton's probably going to be on some trade cooldown at the moment.
Yeah.
Because he probably got sent there a couple of weeks ago. They probably can't trade him for a bit. I don't know. But he would be a good one for the Cavs to go after. If we could draw in a first-round pick, Will Barton, and maybe a couple seconds or something for Colin Sexton, I'd do that if I was the Cavs. I think the Jazz would 100% do that too. You finally get a starting point guard, especially one of that age.
Yeah.
20. He could also put up 20 points per game. Ridiculous. I actually like that. Why have I never thought of the Wizards going for Colin Sexton? That is a great move by them.
The Wizards are the Wizards. I think the Wizards, Indiana, they're Spurs. They're the three teams I really like for Sexton.
Yep, there you go. Do you have any trade stuff that you want to talk about personally? Anything on your mind?
Not massively, man. The only thing in my head right now is this Donovan, mate. All right. I can't keep my excitement. All right.
Yeah, we've kind of been through everything. I mean, and that's quite a bit. Like, that's really Shams reported this all in one day for some reason. Like, we went through such a dry week or two, and Shams just came out and gave us a dictionary full of news and information. So I think we'll call it here. You've got work tomorrow. I've got editing to do. We want to thank you for coming on. This has been a long time coming. We should do it again or revitalize your podcast. Let's make something happen.
Oh, I want to get back into it, man. I definitely do. It's just so hard for time.
I know you won't sell me that microphone. Someone bullied me in the comments the other day for owning these headphones in 2022. And these are good headphones. It's still got good quality, still good. Like
A40s?
I think they're A20s or something.
A20s, okay.
Yeah. And like the microphone quality is still probably better than most of the things I've heard. You got the headphones are still good. And honestly, I did text that guy and I just said, get off my doodle, bro. Like, what are you doing? You're pissing me off. But yeah, well, thank you guys for watching this podcast. Do I link your channel down below? What am I doing?
Yeah, I want to get back into it at some stage, man. So
you know what you should do? You should text Caden and tell him to do a video.
Yeah, definitely might have to do that.
Have you spoken to Caden as of late?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. A little bit.
Because I was thinking about texting him the other day because I haven't spoken to him in about a year and a half or so. And I think it would be, or even a year, I guess. I think it'd be funny as to get him on the podcast and just chat shit because I know he would 100% be down. So yeah, you might beat me to it, but I'm not sure. I might give him a text pretty soon. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel. Go to subscribe to Zamet's channel. Links for my Clips channel as well, all down below. If you're listening on podcast, I don't know what can you do on podcast on Spotify. Probably not a whole lot.
You can follow.
You can give me a follow. There you go. Follow my Instagram. Do all that. Like, subscribe, and comment. We'll see you guys next time. Goodbye. Through the wastelands, through the highways.